Dire team pick. Team Empire's turn to pick.
Clockwork!
Alright, guys. Alright, guys. Long.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Team Empire's turn to pick.
Ancient apparition.
Dire team pick.
Venomancer.
Team Empire's turn to
Disruptor.
Yeah, Neff and Foxy, two BFFs.
Why
Minor
am I
seasons,
Fox?
Neff and Foxy,
Just be
neffandfoxy.com. You know? No, you're Foxy now. All right, let's talk
This
Navi.
is how I make my career.
10 seconds.
No, let's talk Navi,
All right,
man. Come
let's
on,
talk
come on,
Navi.
come on.
All right,
Okay,
Navi. So Navi picks up Clockwork and Disruptor, two of their favorite heroes that have been playing all of this week. They've shown a lot of competence on these two heroes and a lot of proficiency. General has been playing absolutely phenomenally on the Clockwork. Also, it looks like the ticket issue has been fixed earlier, so that's good. All of the players are going to be tagged up with their names. I know that there was a Reddit post
Team Empire's turn.
tagged up correctly, but that was because the tickets were broken. One, the tickets weren't out yet, and then two, the tickets weren't broken. A little bit there. But going to Team Empire's opening, AA and Venomancer, this is like Neff. It's just it's a kind of just cancer. It's pure cancer, and you just feel bad, and
Misheard
all
you.
of his pawns, just all of this, all of that. That's what Empire Open does. So the Neff opening, Cancer Open.
5 seconds remaining.
I have no idea what you're talking about, my
Dire
friends. I'm
team
sure you
back.
just misspoke or mispronounced a bunch of different words. I'm not sure if English is your first language. I don't know. All I know is Team Empire picking up these very popular picks. Ancient Apparition and Venomancer are both very strong. Again, the pickup in Ancient Apparition denies the
10
pickup
seconds
of
remaining.
Necrophos on the side of
5
Navi, and
seconds
that made
remaining.
Navi choose to ban out Necrophos themselves because they don't want Empire to have it now that they have the counter in the form of Ancient Apparition. Venomancer, again, very flexible hero, can be played in a lot of roles, and extremely popular right
Team
now.
Empire's
We were talking
turn
about
to pick.
the success of both General and Roger on Clockwork these last couple of games. Do you want to go into that a little bit more for us?
Sure. I mean, the way that Navi's been playing it is that they get a lot of map pressure. They play a lot off of the map, and they force the enemy team to group up, which allows their cores, especially Crystallize. He likes to take advantage, even though he plays these kind of more fighting kind of cores. It does allow him to get this little bit of space that those types of cores needs to get the farm needed, so that way they can come in and can have a big impact. So they play very, very aggressive. They use the vision a lot with the rocket flare and just been able to set up a lot of kills. And of course, AA is very susceptible to these kind of Clockwork gangs, and so is Venomancer before he gets his Force Staff. So it's pretty strong against the heroes that Empire have so far. What do you
Dire team
think they're going to pick up here? Probably support, maybe? Yep, support with Admiral Kunkka. What do you think about Admiral Kunkka, Neff?
Kunkka mid.
Kunkka mid.
Yeah, man. I want to see it.
Well, it's
Drag and drop. What do you
2000
think of Kunkka mid?
10 seconds remaining.
Oh, all right. I didn't think of that. I
5
mean,
seconds remaining.
yeah. That's something we could have seen if Team Empire or it was Navi drafting AA and Kunkka. We'd see Dendi mid on the Ancient Apparition again, and then Kunkka support. You know, classic Dendi Ancient Apparition with Shadowblade last time. That was a real treat to watch.
Well,
that
he won't
was
be
games-
playing it this time though, because AA is on the side of Team Empire.
I don't know. I think
Team Empire's turn.
it should be interesting how this match goes because they played against each other 2 days ago when me and you were casting together Drag and Drop. Isn't that right?
Mm-hmm.
And Navi managed to 2-0 them, but Empire nearly took that second game away from them. It ended up Navi turning it
10
around
seconds
towards
remaining.
the end and managing to win.
5 seconds remaining.
We're the Team Empire here. The combination of fears the Team Empire has with the A not being able to heal, the Venomancer, of course, taking you down with all of the poison damage, and the Kunkka, if you get hit by that boat, not only does it protect you by 50% damage, it amplifies damage against the enemy team. So I can imagine that Team Empire picking up something like a Bloodseeker would be very dangerous for Na'Vi right now. Sure, they have some heroes that can maybe slow down a run at you kind of style, but if you get hit with any two of those 3 spells, you're gonna have a really kind of, as my Russian friend likes to say, Sonic, running around everywhere really fast and right-clicking you.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're not gonna have a good time. Huh? Memes? You know? South Park?
Dire team pick.
Come on, guys.
Memes later.
Don't leave me hanging. I need people to think I'm cool. Mirana coming out though. We're probably gonna see a safe lane or mid Mirana, one of the two on the side of Empire. Roaming Mirana is like god awful. No offense to anybody who likes it, but
Team
that's just how I feel
Empire's
about it.
turn to brood mother.
Okay.
Oh god. Yeah, but she needs vision for the Starfall. It's not the Venomancer does okay against Broodmother, at least against her Spiderlings. If you max the Venomous Gale, because it stops her and her Broodlings from being able to 1 phase, and 2, it does a massive amounts of magical damage that it will just tick them down and just kill them. So there are ways you can do it. Of course, you can try to lane up the Kunkka against the Broodmother if you want to do a core Kunkka, but I don't think that's something Team Empire wants to do. They still have 1 pick left, and I can imagine that they could set it up something like a
10 seconds remaining.
like a Bristleback or a Timbersaw. They can still fit something like that in their draft.
5 seconds remaining.
Team Empire bending up Lycan, of course, the Howl into having 10,000 spiders that are plus what, 40? How much is it? 40, 50 damage? Insane.
One thing I want to comment on that Team Empire could do here is they could pick up a Puck, and that wouldn't be too bad.
Alchemist.
But we see
Alchemists.
instead.
That works a little bit. It's going to take if you just stand in that acid spray, the spiders can kind of fall, and Broodmother is sort of a low HP hero to start off with, so you might not want to stand in that acid spray. Dendi, it looks like Dendi will be taking that Broodmother mid. Yeah. Who do you think has the edge, D-Trop? Let's start with you.
Well, the last pick Alchemist, there's always the chance of him eating quite a few of these extra Spiderlings extra. Like, I don't know if you've seen this one clip from Envy, where like a bunch of spiders ran into him and gained an extra 1,000 gold. So if Dendi is not careful, similar thing might happen here. And just based on that alone, kind of want to give it to Empire. At the same time, it is a Broodmother. Like, if it's played correctly, if it's played well, it can take over a game.
Yeah, what do you think? Who do you think has the edge here in the draft, Neff?
I'm pretty much being a Na'Vi fanboy at this point. I've been taking Na'Vi as a favor over most teams in this tournament, but I think Empire's draft is really solid this game. That last pick was a decent counter to Broodmother, a powerful pick in its own right. So, draft advantage, I would say Empire, but you're never quite sure what Na'Vi is going to do or how they're going to play. They've been surprising us every turn in this tournament.
Just think about all the axe upgrades that Chappie can give out later. Veno axe, crazy amount of damage. AA axe, same thing. Mirana X, good farming utility, and also more damage. And the Kunkka boat is probably the most interesting one, the most funny one to watch when the boat starts dragging people around. But anyway, game number 1 of this best of 3 series. We started a little bit late due to scheduling shenanigans, but we are finally here. The winner of these games will move on to the LAN finals of the PGL Minor.
Decent prize of 300k.
Yeah, just a small little dollar amount, you know.
Yeah, well, when you want a TI, it's not that much money.
Yeah, it's a minor money boost.
I love Valve for how they decide to do this, though. I absolutely love them. We have so much Dota. I mean, it's gotten us scheduling issues, and our games are starting late because of it, but I still love the amount of Dota that we have.
I have a lot of strong opinions on that, but that was not the time to talk about it, because Roger, well, he's up against 4 heroes. They go for the Chilling Touch first. Koshka has the axe now to try and make this a little bit easier. Roger will be dragged back into the loving arms. Oh, the Gale will actually miss, and he has boots first. He's actually pretty fast on his feet. Another Cox will come out. He's even denying them, so they don't get the last hits. Come on.
Roger God.
Absolutely. He's doing it again. This time on a clockwork.
What a player. I love Roger. Yeah, he's really growing on me the more games that I get to catch with him in them.
Oh, no.
We already see engagement happening at top.
Gonna get a little bit bursted down here. Ooh, this guy might actually... No, he'll be fine.
He'll be fine, but he's gonna be burning through quite a lot of regen to get into the start of the 7 tangos, huh? And the south. I see this mid matchup going. Actually, bottom lane, they're going on general as well.
Okay,
guys
Arrow will actually connect. That's the first blood. There you go. Vincere will take that. Well, that'll just happen. Short range arrow. Long enough though for the stun setup.
Yeah, it's just staying a little bit there too long.
So. Especially with Beastmaster, I mean, can't help but wondering that this Wild Axe's first points might have been a part of that, because otherwise we would have had that bow available. But as it stands right now, Roger coming in to try and help. Vincere will take a little bit of extra damage from these axes.
Boots.
And there's the ball, but I couldn't quite get it in. Roger, he's committing heavily here, but the arrow will hit him right on the tower. FN, Vincire's savior in this little skirmish.
Ah man, maybe he chose not to go boar first just because he's against 2 ranged heroes, and those boars are pretty weak level 1, like 2 hits and they're dead. Maybe that's why he opted not to go. I went just to secure some last hits. 2 kills in the safe lane. Empire. Go ahead.
It's like Empire's Twitter guy may have been onto something when he realized, or with what he said. Empire clearly playing a lot better already in this game 1 than saw in the first series. Their draft is super solid. And honestly, I think that they are doing everything they need to in this laning phase. And I guess Roger got a little bit overconfident with diving that AA. So things aren't turning very well in the safe lane. And going to put Marana quite ahead.
Do you guys also think that it has an impact that Navi has played like pretty much non-stop from when we casted them earlier, while Empire had a lot of time to rest in between?
Yeah, they might be feeling some fatigue, but otherwise, I mean, these players play for long periods of time. They practice for a while, so.
Yeah, still, it starts to weigh on you when you play so many games in a row. You just get mentally exhausted. There's so many things you need to think about in a Dota game.
Dire are scanning.
So I don't blame them. There's a couple performance issues. How many hours in a row have they been playing Drag and Drop?
Quite a few. We started at what, 15:30 today, which was 7 hours ago or something like that.
Yeah.
6.5.
I mean, they're full-time.
Then.
Yeah, they're full-time Dota players. But Jesus Christ, that is a lot of Dota.
Well, General might feel it again. Chilling Touch gives him that extra bit of damage, and another put down. Yeah, Marana says it. Another kill on his bottom lane on the pool offlaner. I guess Dandy's doing well. Surprisingly here. Not
they've been
too
last
many
hits.
spiderlings.
Wonder how many of those last hits for Alchemist of spiderlings.
Probably not too many. I mean, look at his net distribution. He's made this little path to the side jungle, and this is where he's keeping most of his spiderlings. So they're farming the jungle while he himself is just farming the lane with a Zero. It's the right way to play it, I guess.
Alchemist is starting to fall, or starting to pull up a little bit ahead. 3600 ahead in it.
That's just what you expect.
I mean, you try to pick up this Brood Mother to try to, you know, win the lane that she's in, especially that when she's in a mid lane matchup like that. Chappie playing pretty well. Getting the edge and not feeling any pressure at all. He's about halfway to level 6, so the kill potential there in the mid lane for Na'Vi will be very, very low if that ultimate comes up. If and when that ultimate comes up.
Ghostic might be in trouble here inside jungle. Roger's starting to run in. He's also being kept track of. And the glimpse back into the cogs. Seeing a very low health for fun in the jungle here. Just gets run down.
Dendi already farming Ancients as well on the side of Dire. He did a cool little trick. He dodged the Prowler damage and forced him to root one of the Spiderlings. Dendi's clearly a Prowler fighting expert.
Well, General is a dying expert in this bottom lane. Will get caught out again. 3 heroes around him. Still running away from this. Axe into the cold feet. Don't know if you actually talked about that in the draft, but just one of these combos with the Ancient Apparition that makes it so freaking strong ever since they changed it to a 2-second stun duration.
Yeah, I actually thought that they would have done the combination for that for the First Blood when Roger was messing around with them. Now we see its potential here. I feel that, I mean, right now for General, he's kind of sad because Dendi is using his side jungle to farm, so General is not getting as much as he can in terms to catch up. Because usually Beastmasters will fall into their side jungle and catch up in that farm there, but when you have Dendi farming there, he can't catch up. Like there's nowhere to go. But now Dendi's allowing him to farm that side jungle there, and he'll take the left side Ancients.
Allowing him, huh?
I mean, when you're the mid player, you pretty much get to do whatever you want nowadays, right?
I don't know. Steer-Rise, or my mid player, and me and Dragon Drop talked about this a couple times. Mid is the new off lane or something like that. Where,
you talked about it a lot, yeah. I agree. Bushka doesn't actually quite find the clockwork. Doesn't really want to go on it with the cogs. So Roger gets some extra space in this raid inside jungle to suck some of this experience. Chappie, even with his level 6, has to be careful not to drop too low to this. Miposhka now wrapping back around, trying to look scary, but... Oh, actually kind of hard to catch this clockwork right now with the Tranquil Boots completed.
Yeah, he's super speedy. But Chappie, he's actually rushing straight for the Radiance. He's not opting to go for the Armlet build at all. He's going to go straight to just clear out Spiderlings and Illusions. I think this is the correct decision. Neff?
Oh, yeah. I was just saying money. That's all he really wants. He knows that forces Dendi's Spiderlings to move away. I think if they lose their phase, chase them with protection. He's gonna be in a bad place. Like, then he can even sit his Spiderlings onto Chappie as long as he has Acid Spirit off cooldown. Like, you're not gonna kill him when he has a PMS and a Chemical Rage ready. Looks like this Moonlight Shadow was used defensively though. I thought maybe the first time that would come out, we'd see a kill. But Mirana having the time of her life in the bottom lane. Like, so many kills, Beastmaster can't get close now. She's so out leveled. Beastmaster can't get close without anybody else. So she's farming.
Roger here. Gale will actually connect, but does have the cogs in a nice little choking position. Cold Feet will actually proc though. And Poshka on the side with a Fallout Torrent. Also has the axe available here to drag back from the Ancients if Roger would even be able to make it to try and deny himself. So finally they punish a small little Clockwork Goblin. I choked him on his own words there, but yeah, they finally punish him for just setting up shop on the radiant side of the map.
I think they've learned a lot since their first match with Na'Vi, and they're just not having Roger's roaming and space creation. They're killing him in every chance they get now. They've had enough of him.
We'll take that.
Yeah, General's not getting the space that he usually gets. General actually is offlaners. Usually able to get a kill in the safe lane, but he's been kind of shut down here. So both Roger and General, they're two playmakers, not being able to play the game that they normally want to. This is probably gonna have to fall back onto Crystallize and Dendi to move the space.
But I'm a little bit surprised that Team Empire only have a 1k net worth advantage at this point in the game. Right, another Jet Roger.
Yep, definitely looks like it. The combo once again it strikes. Chappie's not getting the last hit on this one, but he only got a couple of other last hits here. If you look at his chart, almost 100. He'll go past 100 by the 10-minute mark, and if you switch net worth, yeah, he's sitting at 7k. He already has the relic. He already has the radiance.
Yeah, he's feeling pretty good here.
Pretty good gunner now, despite the acid spray. Dust comes out, trying to stun us around. Miposhka with the tower will actually connect on the real spider, but they don't quite have the follow-up, of course, without the unstable concoction. Chappie just went full greed, but now he has the radiance, so these spiderlings, not long for the world. Look at this.
Oh man.
Will they burn it to death?
Oh
Some
my
of them.
goodness.
It's like 2 or 3 of those at least.
Tower is under attack.
I mean, if you keep chasing them, you get a couple, but you could put yourself in a pretty bad spot if you're walking up towards them. As much gold he was getting, he had some self-control there. I know in that situation, I just keep running for the money and then probably die.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
So, generally speaking, okay, there it is.
Roger getting
once
caught out.
again. X back into Torn, the arrow will fly, I'll just miss here, Torpedo will still proc, and Starfall will still get the kill. FN now also on the killing spree. Things aren't really going well for Na'Vi so far. I mean, like, they're giving him kills left, right, and center, they're letting an Alchemist free farm. What's their plan here?
I mean, I guess they want to try to wait until their heroes get their items. PL does take a little while to come on. As Roger.
Baiting this time, Snakeo's there on his side, but oh, never mind. They're not even trying to help. Roger just walks into death one more time.
Yeah.
Radiant's top tower
we see this
is
kind
under
of play out of
attack.
Roger a lot, where he just fights into the enemy non-stop. Navi gets to sort of do what they want around the map, but I don't think he's enough against this sort of lineup, especially when this Alchemist getting on the farm that he wants. He has Radiance and he's going to be selling.
Radiant's armlet already up, so it's like, I mean, normally you see this combination, these two combination of items already at 11.5 minutes, but normally you will see this at like maybe 15 to 16 minutes. A normal item build. But so Chappie really rolling in that money there. And actually, I don't blame when I asked the question about this is the correct decision to go that Radiance first. I think it was, just because one, for the money and greediness, but two, he knows that the PL is not gonna. It's a slow ramp up hero. It doesn't come out too strong in the beginning, and he was already doing super well against Dendi. So that Radiance pickup, very smart, and it's just rolling that cash now.
Alright, mechanics question.
Yeah.
If you kill PL illusions, do you also get extra money as the Alchemist?
Yes, you do.
Ooh.
I mean, the PL illusions already scale. I think it's no, they actually don't scale. They're always what, 5? They're always 5. But yeah, the illusions do scale with the anything that you kill, and if you do wards, plague wards, illusions, whatever have you, spiderlings, of course, that all goes into Grievel's Greed.
Alright. Know that like the Undying Zombies work as well.
There's one patch where you could farm Dark Seer wall illusions and just sit inside them and on getting the to them.
You can still do that.
On Alchemist. Really?
Yeah, of course. I mean, especially now since ever since the wall changed, so it didn't do damage anymore. Like I've seen clips of Sand Kings sitting there with 5 health points in Sandstorm, and just rolling in the money essentially, because they illusions would instantly pop.
I'm sorry, I thought there was something that they would have patched out by now.
No, this is still very much a viable option.
Alright,
Well, I don't know
my
how
mistake.
viable, but it's still in the game. So
Extremely viable. That's viable.
Top lane seems to be another point of action here.
Inspective Animata into the Stomach Storm. It's a fairly easy kill.
Maybe a second one.
Oh, they actually catch a Venom. They didn't actually have to use the Glimpse, but now the bot coming in to try and help out a Ven. Or clear through some of these illusions to crystallize. Still very much lucky. King only has the Steel Blade, but it's not
There
going to be
is
enough
Chappie.
to bring him down. There's Chappie, and don't think he got the money for that one. I'm gonna have to call you out on that, but or at least they keep the rest of their team alive. FN just pop in the shrine himself.
Guess I was wrong.
Alright.
Radiant
Weird.
structures are fortified.
Well, can't be right every time.
Yep.
This is why we learn every day.
What was I gonna say? I was gonna say that would have been a really good kill for Navi on that Mirana. Like, everything's been going the way of Empire so far in this game. The fact that they got the Venomancer out there was really important, but like getting that Mirana too would have been a lot more significant. So Empire really didn't lose that much in that exchange, even though Navi had to rotate all of their heroes for it. Well, everybody except for Dendi, I think, was there, right?
Yeah, but then he was taking the tier 1 bottom, so making space for his teammate, getting 2 important kills. Alleviates pressure on the map.
It's gonna take the tier 2 as well here if this is not responded to. Still has a giant armor of spiderlings. Can tag the tower with his desolator, and yeah, I mean, you have talked a lot about Chappie's farm, but then he's no slouch either. He's been utilizing their jungle just as effectively.
Yeah, going back to what you said, earlier when Navi was only 1k behind, and now just 2k behind. Just because it was the farming presence of Dendi. He was farming all of the side camps and the jungle and the ancients, keep them alive. We see Seneko drop in the dire jungle to Poshko.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
So Dendi doing pretty well in keeping up in terms of net worth.
I mean, the Natus is definitely a pretty good pickup. They're always going to need to commit to 2 heroes, Dendi probably. I don't think anybody other than just the Alchemist by himself is able to deal with Dendi, so with him down there, there's a constant threat of your tower being taken if you don't keep your eyes on him.
And it's there now, throws out an arrow, wanted to get the catapult, but instead figures out that there's some spiderlings in the way. So far, so good.
Looks like they might be trying to... no, I was thinking that they were going to set up Bristol and Mirana, but looks like Mirana was a little bit too wise for that. She decided to leave.
Radiant's
So
bottom
Phantom
tower
Lancer and
is
Seneko
under
are just kind
attack.
of waiting around the jungle.
Radiant
These kind of rotations, if they fail to make anything, especially when you're bringing your hard carry, it's a bit bad. Every time you spend time on a failed gank, it's like a huge advantage in the other team's pocket. It's essentially as much as getting a kill if you fail to get a kill. Oh, it sounds a little bit weird, but a better way.
Oh, we're gonna try again. Glimpse into Static Storm this time on Mirana. No help. But, well, at least they found the spiders with road combo. Got a bit of money there for the Kunkka. And Chappie, okay, he actually catches Snake. So that's another consolation prize. And look at this, Dendi isn't even out of the woods. In fact, he's indoors, quite literally.
Stay in trees!
Thank you. Thank you for this insight.
Thanks, analyst.
You're welcome. Glad I can be of service.
Like, I try and make subtle jokes, and then you have to just punch it on the nose. Well, Vansco's dead.
Alright.
Sad face.
Dendi doing even more work. I mean, he did, like, as well as he could have, he responded to this Alchemist mid lane pickup.
Dire's middle tower
Nope.
is under attack.
Other webs. They still had one more.
He's gonna have to leave. There's a Kunkka coming with Dust, and X is a very scary thing, especially in this patch. It's like actually impossible to get away from Kunkka, depending on how he decides to use his X torrent, because there's a 1.6 second delay, 1.6 second stun time, 4-second downtime on X. Like, it actually is impossible to TP away from that if you play your cards right with it.
Yep.
I think it needs to be rescaled back down to 10 seconds, but that's just my opinion.
Well, as it stands right now, it is quite the nuisance. Almost more than the Glimpse. Because Glimpse you generally only use it once in the team fight, like this. Glimpse leap out of the Static Storm though. Seneko a little bit too late with this one. No shot will still connect, but Ben gets his own open off. The Dust is there, but Venskor coming in to try and help to slow down Venskor. Oh, Roger dropping so low. Venskor will end up giving up his own life, but well, again, quite a bit general. Next on the list. What? Denied himself with his boar? Oh my god, it's happening
General
again.
God.
Oh.
I love things like that. I think there was... God, it must have been a really long time ago. I think TI6, some of the players picking Broodmother denied themselves the Queen of Pain with their own spiderlings, but denying yourself with a boar was a new one to me.
No, you can stun the boar. That was a lot of fun back in tier 3 days.
Radiant's bottom tower.
The good old stun the board.
Oh yeah.
And he getting caught out in
She catch
bottom
Andy
lane.
with the axe. Ice Blast already connected. The boat. Torn actually missed time.
Unlucky.
Poshka. Not ideal. Chappie's still chasing though, but well, won't really be able to catch up when the Broodmother's in the webs. Let's send out the illusion forward.
He is now Naga Siren.
Pretty much. Then
Kind of interesting how this plays.
Chappie, he's actually going on him right now. Does not have his ultimate. Turns things around with a stun, but
Nice
needs some more
dodge.
help. Another slow from the Diffusal Blade. The hookshot will connect as well. They find Chappie without his ultimate, and they get the kill. The Ice Blast on 2 though. FN now taken over. Snake carrying will catch the Neko, but well, there's no downside effects from Boschka being run down by Crystallize on the side. And that'll be that. No, Phantom Lancer. Well, continue to fight. FN cannot withstand that. Ghost Stick pops his own ultimate, and that'll just spell the end of this. Na'Vi cannot continue with this effect taken away at them. No matter how low FN might be, he did get the TP back to base now.
Very good play by Na'Vi, but FN keeps on escaping these without the skin of his teeth. So he knows exactly how much he can go in. Pretty impressive play by him.
Yeah, well played there by Na'Vi. He's getting a huge goal swing. Crystallize got 700 gold out of that. General got 473, so Hero's getting a huge influx of net worth just by killing the Alchemist, who's 5,000 gold ahead after that death. One thing I did want to out here is that General got a Shadow Blade. What do you guys think about this pickup? Is maybe we're going to see some engagement?
Ownage, best item in Dota, gives you 14 seconds of invincibility.
Invisibility means invincibility.
Should give you an indication of the bracket that Nef is operating in.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Hello? That item owns. You can lead teams dry with it.
Radiant's bottom
It's just too
tower
good.
has fallen.
Do you ever, like, you're playing solo
Dire's
support,
middle
like,
tower
somebody
is under attack.
fourth picks a jungler and you're supporting by yourself, and suddenly the enemy team has, like, 3 Shadow Blades, and you're trying to put wards and dust down everywhere, and then next thing you know, you're a Crystal
Dire's
Maiden
middle
with
tower
boots
is
and
under attack.
most of your wand, but not a full wand at 40 minutes.
Well, Chappie, this is something more satisfying, just throwing down a few extra spiderlings. Plus 28 on top of the, what, 15 gold or something that they give?
Making that money.
Only up to 18, almost 19k, so it's the sizable amount. The problem is that he's the only one who's up in that realm. Right, FN is kinda close, but still 2 and 4k ahead are Navi's Phantom Lancer as well as the Broodmother respectively, so can this be a liability with all of this net worth concentrated on the Alchemist?
Middle tower is
I
under
mean, definitely for sure, just because if he goes down, it kind of just falls apart for Team Empire. If and as we saw there in the jungle fight, if he's not Dendi, is he okay?
I think they still know he's there. Now they find him if they had vision, but the sentry's just a little bit out of range.
Oh man.
Oh no.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
He's gonna go back into it.
Dendi probably scared for
Radiant's
his
middle
life right
tower
now.
has fallen.
Gets a TP.
Then he just got his BKB here. Now it's rush time.
Right.
They should be able to take this pretty quickly with the insatiable hunger and the desolator. So, and of course the inner beast aura.
This boss comes in just as Roshan is finished. We'll clip a few heroes, but there's nothing they can do about that. Empire not in position for any sort of initiation.
I mean, look at this. Na'Vi now 1k net worth ahead of Dire Team. That's when you're considering Alchemist role-playing his Nagaside and his Ripple's Greed and Manta Radiance.
Yeah, I mean, it's only been Chappie who's been able to go out and farm. FN has been kind of stifled since the waiting phase in his ability to get out. And he hasn't picked up an item that helps him farm, like a Maelstrom, which is, or even something like a Blink Dagger, or Aghanims, or a Yasha even. He's opted to go for this Lincoln Sphere, maybe to stop from getting glimpsed, but more importantly, from getting roared. So, just needs to catch up a little bit. Maybe he's expecting to get an Aghanims Alchemist at some game. And looking at Chappie's farm, not too far off from that region. Just maybe a couple more Mystic Staffs to finish off this Octarine and Shiva's Guard. So get that pretty quickly. But around the map, what do you think? Navi's gonna do with his Aegis, Neff?
Well, they're gonna start to be able to push towers pretty soon. I mean, Beastmaster can straight out buy
Radiant's top
double
tower
green
is
every
under attack.
now. They get used out of the Aegis. I don't think they're gonna wait for Phantom Lancer building Scotty, but that's something that's happening. Alright, this is something they'll probably wait for. Dendi going for a Blink Dagger right now. Just 250 gold away from it. I mean, I don't see how... Okay, got the money for Blink Dagger. He's gonna buy it in the side shop. Interesting. I guess he can jump on the back lines and like kill the Kunkka and Mirana, or do that.
Oh, they're gonna kill Chappie right now. Doesn't have the ultimate going, but he gets it off just in the nick of time. But still, so much damage. Danny just tearing through him. And now, well, the Phantom Lancer glued to the supports and into blade charges, and Vance goes 3 for nothing. Just like that. Phantom Lancer did get the ultimate off, I believe. Roger is slowly ticking to that, but he should be fine. Yeah, it's already over, and that's not just a couple of dead heroes, but also dead here too, and maybe more. Buyback forced out. He doesn't have the money for it.
Yeah, he does it, but he doesn't have his ultimate up for 20 seconds, and that's what allows him to fight. Navi, he's gonna back up here and maybe just put tier dead.
It's a liability that we were talking about earlier. If Chappie dies like that, Empire just cannot take a fight.
I think me and you were casting a game together ages ago where Southeast Asia Miracle was playing on Nagasai, and deaths on that Nagasai were just so significant. She died once and twice, the game was over.
Yep.
It's that sort of situation. He's carrying, like, God, he's has like half the net worth on his team on just his hero. That's a lot.
That's the bad actually.
So true, actually, yeah.
It's actually how it is. He's
just under half.
Yeah. But yeah, if you lose him, you lose any gold advantage you might have, and Navi is up by 5k right now.
Like the classic Darkseer problem. If your Darkseer is #1 head and net worth problem, and of course Alchemist is usually always going to be head and net worth, but when he's ahead by this much, it kind of hinders the rest of your team.
Yeah, it's not so much that he has the money that's good, it's that the rest of his team doesn't. And partly because, of course, he's taking up a lot of the space on the map, and they haven't been able to find too many big team fights or kills. So even Towers only took 2 so far in this game.
Yeah, and they're actually just all sitting around him, like they're not farming. Even FN is not being allowed to farm here because they're so scared of Navi's ability to jump on them. Shadow Blade on General, of course Roger playing on that Clockwork. Being able to catch anybody out if they're alone.
Well, it's like they might want to go here. Dendy is X back. Chappie forced to use the stumble on some massive illusion. Probably chipping away at this tier 2 mid. But Empire would rather like to hold on to it, I assume. Oh wow, the arrow actually connects. Bring it up there in time. They can throw an ice blast, and I think that's gonna be enough. It is. The Aegis is down. Just like that with the long range artillery now. Okay, great hookshot from Roger into the stack storm. On to 2 here. Trying to manage his way out of it, and Chappie will get to the side, but doesn't have his ultimate going. Vance goes down already, gets glimpsed back here, slowed down by the Fusil Blade. 5 short stun here, and they do get the Broodmother, but at what cost? Crystallize will finish up Chappie now. Well, FN strong enough to bring him down this time. Somehow he gets himself a triple kill. So maybe we are underestimating him a little bit. Now, they're looking for more Seneko. Another arrow. Could land it into him. Could not dodge it. The X was there to ensure the ultra kill for FN. Well, he certainly got money now.
It caught up a little bit. Full maelstrom done. Oh man, the fight right there, came down just to straight vision there. They had the sentry here, and the sentry in the mid lane here, but they just missed this tiny little area where they were not able to see Chappie, and then he was just able to extend that fight just by a tiny bit. And of course Navi to dive in, but man, the outright damage from the Kunkka Bode and the Venom ulti and the AA Blast. The AA Blast was not up in that fight, but earlier to take out Denny, but yeah. Just like it's very difficult when to fight in when all your heroes get hit by those spells.
Still don't know how Alchemist got out of that. I mean, he was inside the cogs as well as the static storm. I think he manted out of one, and then the kinetic field just ended or something. I don't know.
He was able to get out just a tad bit and get his ultimate.
Yeah.
Allowed him to live.
Radiant's bottom
Torrent should connect there on the Beastmaster. The dust not so much.
Invincibility blades.
What do you think about this? General is actually not going to go for Necro Books. He's actually going to go for a Hex. He wants to go for full lockdown.
I mean, it makes sense given that, again, half the network defeat on the Alchemist. I guess it's evened out a little bit after that play on FN. That was almost disastrous for Empire. Like, really well played by them for being able to keep Chappie alive, or Chappie staying alive in that. Because if he went down just a little bit earlier, I think that, like, he could have pushed high ground there.
Yep. Well, next time you should have Doctorine Core as well. Not too far away from the Mystic Staff. There's no buyback anyway, so it's gonna be hard to do, harder to finish off. Not only because of the lifesteal, but also because it puts the Chemical Rage in a very manageable downtime range.
Ouch.
Well, Phantom Lancer illusions though.
Well, they're fairly tanky at this point. Just like,
Actually,
a lot of damage actually, with or without the D-Wave, 211.
Surprised that Crystallize opted not to go for the heart here. I mean, I know, yes, they have an AA on the other side, but I feel that that item is pretty standard after your Diffusal Blade Manta pickup. Mid lane, they're going to be looking for a kill. Not finding anyone.
It's actually going to be a pretty short roast, just 10-minute respawn time. So you think Na'Vi wait for that before their next push? They seem to have control of this game, like constantly on the side of the map of Empire.
Yep. Getting rid of the vision here, they might want to plop some down of their own. We have a Sentry and Snako for the time being. They're busy delivering the Skadi here to Crystallize. And Empire, yeah, they figure, alright, Roche time might be soon, so let's try and take a fight ourselves. Snako gets X back. This should be a fairly quick one. A little bit of a burst into a glimpse back on Chappie. Into Dendy here, they see him, pops a PKB. Ghost Stick does, puts the poison effect on top of him, but they're gonna need some extra physical damage. So looking down right now, is starting to fight, but, well, the stun just as BKB ends. Oh, what's it called? The Insatiable Hunger. Can't help you when you're dead. Meanwhile, down bottom, the Roar comes out. Ancient Apparition. Starting that initial fight in mid. They do repel this push. They can perhaps set up for Roshan now.
I'm not so sure about that. I mean, that was a really good play by General. Like, that fight had gone really poorly for them. And his reaction to that, or while that fight was going poorly, forced them all to go bottom. So they were all inside the pit. These weren't enough by themselves to stop General's push. And he even managed to take out more than half of the tier 3's tower. Well played by him.
Yep. Base gaming. Oh, I'm gonna lose Snako again though. Glimmercape keeping him alive momentarily. But it's only 5 seconds of invincibility, it's not long enough. Strike him down. And with him down for 45 seconds here, Broodmother's still down for the count for 30.
Yeah.
Should be able to finish this up now, definitely.
I mean, we saw what was it, General did last game on Roshan. We might see that again right now with Roger. He's waiting for it.
Chemical Rage, we use some PGL illusions. They're doing some chip damage here and there. They're setting themselves up around the pit in Empire. They won't have any of it. They want to be safer if they go for this. And they abandon the attempt. Huh.
I mean, there's
Curious.
that thread of clockwork just hookshotting in, and I think they're well aware of it. The flare came in, they saw the angle the flare came in. So
Yep.
they thought, okay, that's not worth it. We saw what you did to, what was it, Mega Squadron, just the other game. We're not going to let you do that to us.
A different play on the clock, but still.
Yeah, but, you know, he was in position to do the exact same thing. So I thought, okay, I'm going to do what General did. Here I go,
they didn't have
boys.
vision in that area either. Roger, very well positioned time, but we're going to see a smoke up from Na'Vi.
There's a bit of a smoke from
Without
Empire,
vision,
will
but they do see Chappie.
But yeah, they're jumping him. Hookshot to start with. Static Storm the follow. Actually gets pushed out of it. Glimpse right back in. Manta starts it off, and Static Storm about to end. Does get his ultimate off. The Ice Blast comes through, but they're gonna have enough damage. Maybe, maybe not. Ghost Stick. Enough time for him to follow up with his own ultimate. Crystallize. It will take out that as well as he Ice Blast Dendy. Same story for him. So this crazy combo between the Veno and the Ancient Apparition paying dividends. Getting quite a few heroes in general, even forced to deny one of his own buddies. Clockwork also falling in his hands. This is the opening, with or without Chappie. We'll be able to find Roshan.
I mean, they need to kill that alchemist faster. That's one thing I just wanted to talk about as I was trailing off the middle of what I was just saying. The fact that he stays alive for so long is the reason why they're losing these team fights at this point. They need more damage. Like, hopefully, Phantom Lancer gets his butterfly. He's gonna have enough. Like, he's 6 slots at this point, so he doesn't get much tankier than he currently is. Maybe he replaces the armlet with like a heart or a assault cross, but Christ, he just doesn't go down.
And then now he's going to be working towards his first Agatham Scepter. He gets it. Maybe the Veno? And I'm the Veno, I mean the AA? Maybe the AA?
Ancient Apparition, I would say.
It has the best utility here.
For me.
It puts it
FN
up
is already
from
farmed.
9 or 10 seconds at max level to 17 seconds flat. It's just such a huge upgrade. 17 seconds is an eternity in Dota time.
And it works so well with the Venomancer dots, like not being able to regen any HP while you're taking down from both of those spells. Most people just die. I mean, the Beastmaster General over here, he had to deny Roger on the Clockwork because like they were well away from the fight. So pair that with an AA. You go down even quicker.
Chance to deny. Shatter.
Yep.
Leaking kind of shatters. I mean, we saw that come out from Oracle the other day. Remember Dragon Drop? Oracle used to kill on his ally to his ally under Ancient Apparition Ultimate.
I can't quite recall that, but it sounds amazing.
Definitely happened though. Since you can't drop below 1 HP from Oracle ult, but you can bring somebody below 10% or whatever the kill threshold is. So nuking them down with that will actually deny them the effect of Ancient Apparition ult. Hashtag Nipfax.
Yeah. Yeah, because the kill is awarded to the person who puts the guy over the threshold. So yeah, that would make sense.
Come on, man, say it.
Lag spikes. I hate lag spikes. I heard hashtag Nefhacks and that was about it.
I heard hashtag Nefhacks.
Nefhacks?
Yeah, is he hacking the game?
No.
That's how I win my games.
That's how we solve Dota.
Back ban.
Hacking it.
Back ban.
Well, Empire get tier 2 bottom. How far will they go now with this HSMGs in hand?
Radiant's middle tower is under
However
attack.
far Navi will lift them.
Dire's bottom
Yeah,
tower
General is still pushing top though, but they're already responding back, playing it safe.
Yeah.
Heard somebody eat a cheese.
Huh.
Happy? You ate?
Might have been a misclick. Ghost explaining well played, so I do have to assume this was used ironically. Yeah, there's no more cheese in Navi's inventory. Or Empire's for that matter.
Yeah, I think it was
saying, I
Chappie
don't
who ate
even
it.
need cheese.
General, he's investigated with Dendy. And sitting at the side, the Raw will come out after Lincoln Sphere is triggered, so that's a quick Aegis steal. Chappie already made the track back though, Dendy. With the BKB will keep him safe. Chappie dodging his own stun, well played indeed, sir. General, he's in this too.
Invincibility.
He's also holding a
I'm telling
gem
you
though,
guys.
yeah.
It's the best way to
If he died there, if he died there, it would have been disastrous. And meanwhile, speaking of dying, Roger, he should be the second crystal lamp for Navi. And he is FN with a godlike spree.
They actually even use Venom ulti to kill the Clockwork. But they're coming up high ground.
Sorry.
Not this Clockwork, I'm not sure how they opt for the split pushing strategy instead.
Bottom crystallized, working away at it. TP back from 2 heroes already.
are fortified.
And Empire, yeah, they just don't want to be split pushed. They don't want to be cheesed. That's why they ate the cheese. They don't want it.
Good one.
No cheese. Get this cheese out of my Dota.
Both teams are just playing so well this game, though. This series really has been a pleasure to cast.
Oh yeah, it's only game 1. But it's definitely worthy of being the grand finals of the close qualifiers here.
Sorry, I said series. What I meant to say was close
game.
qualifiers for CIS region has been a pleasure to cast. We've seen
All right.
some really interesting.
Oh god, the raw on Chappie. Gonna try this again. Ice Blast comes through though, hits on 2. BKB from Crystallize will protect him for the time being. Static Storm, they're trying everything, but Alchemist is still very much alive. Roger, not so much. Just get the cogs off, pushes back a couple of people. Venskor into the loving arms of the Phantom Lancer, so there'll be a 2-1 trade for the time being. Chappie, you gotta run, you gotta hide. Pop your armor, there it is. Bit of control to Crystallize, they need someone else to do the damage. Ghoststick is doing that to Snake at the very least. Where the hell is the Fen at? He's there, leaping forward. Trying to find Crystallized. Chappie will TP the Shrine. Gets a stun off with the vision from the Shivas. Now Doppelganger to the low ground. Crystallized. Still in a lot of trouble here. Triple arrow.
Oh!
They get one of the illusions as he meant to start it off. He dodges that one with another Doppelganger. He's trying his best, but ultimately FN will be the one to end his reign. Beyond godlike streak on this guy. Holy hell. 14-1 and 8. We've been talking a lot about Chappie, but he's been more of the bullet sponge in this game. And FN, he's been the sniper.
Yeah, he's able to catch up. Once he got that Maelstrom and then into the Mjolnir, his farm potential, his farming speed has just increased by so much. Also, it does help to win almost every single fight. When you just don't get focused, you're able just to reckon that damage.
Chappie, just impossible to take down, like, in combination, all that HP and armor with the boat buff in that team fight. Then he's healing up because of the Radiance and Chemical Rage. Just too hard to take down, but Na'Vi keep trying. I mean, he has to die for them to be able to break high ground and push against the enemy team, but they can't do it. How do they do it? Like, with the boat buff on him.
Boat buff, limitation.
It's just impossible at this point. They don't have the damage to pull through. I mean, they have the lockdown, but the damage just isn't there.
Acts like another. Keep them to another kill. The arrow, one of them will connect. Roger will be forced back into his friends. That's also basically Chappie sitting in front. Taking on a tier 3. They can easily fall back now if they want to and just go for shrines.
I think
Or
that's
ages and trees. Yeah. Trust back and not turn into anything. And yeah. As they said, they don't want to repeat mistakes that they've done in previous games against Na'Vi, so they're just following the playbook. Get shrines, wait for next Roshan, which may respawn in 35 seconds.
Vincere did receive the first Agonist buff, so looks like we were right there. Pat on our backs for us.
Dragon was right. Take play-by-play analysis.
Analysts were left. Play-by-play was right.
Analyst for what?
Yeah. What's our purpose here? I mean, he's gonna have another egg and scepter out pretty quickly, but at this point, it's impossible to take down once. They don't take it down twice, that's for sure. God, you just need way more damage on your Phantom Lancer and whatnot. It's too difficult to get that damage these days as well on a PL. Like, Thistle Blade is plus 100 damage item. Now I guess the Constellation Fire was thinking about going Butterfly, but decided to take, like, having...
They stuns themselves now. General will follow up with a roar, but they're too scared. The arrow flies in. Empire coming in to try and punish them, so Nako will just, okay, swat it down.
The gem on the Venom. Ghost Stick, seeing it all.
They ever recover Navi's gem, or do they still have it? Doesn't look like it. There's an extra gem in Empire Space. But yeah, Chappie looking for more crystallized. Well, you can dodge that. Fine, but well, General can't dodge it. What? All right, then. He X'd me Porshka, so he couldn't X him back into the boat. Cute play.
I wonder if there's a little bit of lag happening here. Second or third time I've seen Maboshka misses.
Maybe some delay that he's not used to or something like that.
Yeah, there might be some delay.
Should be normal Lux servers. We've all been playing on these.
I'd more like delay in this place.
Oh, he got hacked, so he couldn't. He literally couldn't press a button. So.
No, but I mean in the
oh yeah.
Missed a few X torrents, but maybe Roger can be it.
He tried it. Just slightly off the mark with the timing. Now it's actually hiding up there, but it will be found out. Ghost Stick sees him there. Just have enough force off, but only in 5 seconds. Try and TP out. Yeah, that's not gonna happen. Well, Roger's no general. I think we've determined that much. Kappa face.
Come on. He's a very good clockwork in his own right. No
Yeah.
Kappa, or whatever they say on the Twitch television.
That is true. I mean, Roger has been in amazing 4 position throughout every game that we've seen Navi play, and well, general looking to try and roll somebody up, but quite even kill the Conker. Seneka drops a static storm, and well, Dendy comes in to try and help with that kill.
Huge damage on Dendy. God, that Desolator. Chunking down from like 25% HP down to nothing. And he is
Desolator and AC.
Yeah. I mean, he's ready to take high ground as soon as he gets the chance or the enemies look away. They've almost, this tower, tier 3 is almost dead, and now they can get shrines themselves. Then he's not going to have any. Phantom Lancer just has to wait around a couple seconds and throw his Manta Illusions out to take that tier 3. Yeah, that's exactly what he's going to try and do. We'll see if, probably going to gale them though, stop them from coming through. Fine, do it. Let me be right. Yeah.
There it is. Phantom Lamp Illusions on a secret mission.
You can see Dendy is setting up his spider webs here by their extension, and here comes the children.
2 damage done.
19 HP.
Hashtag worth. Hashtag worth.
Dendy wearing them down. Yeah, but even with this, all these advantages starting to come out from the side of Empire, Navi is still mostly making the fight stay on the Empire side of the map. Empire is fighting by their rules most of the time. I mean, there was that one fight where they managed to take gauges, push through the lane, and start to take shrines. They still have 1 shrine up because Empire just can't find a window to head through and head to their side of the map. And Navi's gonna take shrines on their own. This tower goes down another 19 HP, and they establish even more map control. So they're staying in this, even though net worth advantages are strongly in favor of Empire. But I don't know, like Empire's overall, like, I don't know how I say it, like with all the Aghanim scepters can go out inside of Empire's Alchemist gets more and more net worth. It can be a huge problem for Navi. Just have more inventory slots in order to use.
Yeah. Can you give out another axe yet? Doesn't look like it. No, it's still just the one on the ancient apparition. He dips up for the Mjolnir, replacing that armlet. So it's
Radiant's top tower.
at some point you can almost 6-slot the Radiance if you really want to. You can still upgrade the boost of travel and obviously get your moonshots for everybody.
Chunked away at the top tier 3 again, lost a couple hundred HP from General giving a couple taps with all of his boars and his necro buck and the huge mess of what he has, and Alchemist can't go and fight him by himself and catch him out, and Mirana is going to need to buy dust if he wants to fight him by himself. Shadowblade, literally the ultimate item to do it too.
Well, FN gonna take care of this lane for a little bit. Meanwhile, the rest of his team down bottom, including Chappie, he has leading the charge on this front. If you have to really break a Rax, and well, as you guys said, it's getting very hard with the way Navi is able to control the lanes and keep them pushed out.
Might be in a little bit of trouble here.
Maybe slow down. One of the arrows will connect here to drop every spell that they have. The Torrent will connect. That's just a very easy kill. They also get the action, Seneko. No running away from Miposhka. And the last couple of right clicks from FN will get himself another kill. Beyond godlike for the longest time. Still 16 and 1.
Radiant's middle tower is under
Absolute
attack.
monster.
Oh,
Yeah, he just picked up that
Chappie.
Fallen.
Not gonna have buyback, but bottom lane,
Tower is under
Rat is
attack.
coming.
Radiant's bottom
Then he's down bottom. And he's Master up top. Ghosting made his way back here. They did the axe play on Chappie. He's trying to push out the top lane enough, but it's not going to happen.
Radiant's top tower.
Gonna lose 2 of their towers at the same time on the entire side. Chappie's punching away on some racks of their own. They get this one. Chrysolite back in the frame. Dealing with losers. Dogshot will actually connect on the Alchemist. And that was an X back, I believe.
Radiant's top barracks are
Yeah,
under attack.
I don't know. Got X back all the way to the bottom lane. There it is again. Chappie with another TP. Will take care of this
Dire's
problem.
bottom barracks are
They
under
did lose the range tracks up top.
they're about to lose.
They take a
range reactor
full
catapult.
set. Yeah, they take a full set down bottom. So super annoying for Empire to deal with, but they come out ahead. Still kind of crazy that Navi able to do that from an 18k deficit.
Yeah, I mean, well played by them. Like, Navi is showing themselves to be really, really strong team in this tournament so far. And this far behind, you said, impressive.
They're doing a good job playing the map. It's something they normally do well. They pressuring your enemies. In this case, instead of not pressuring their enemies in terms of doing it in terms of building damage, and they're chipping away slowly, but of course the farm is only going to come in for Marana. She just pick up an NKB, so the damage is real. So they can easily just take these buildings very quickly.
Pause coming out, not quite sure what that was, but back to the game. I think again, it's hard for them to push. I think next Roche is going to decide a lot. Whenever it comes out.
I think Navi doesn't care. Empire has kind of set themselves up in this position where they're already a racks up. They think like, okay, now we're in the position that if we lose, we can trade our racks for racks because we will just always be in racks up anyway.
We're gonna go mid now. So far, the lanes are looking decent. Only the spiderlings, only I say, and a bunch of range creeps and whatnot. And now the Beastmaster's actually TPing onto a wall, so that bottom lane will be pressured. Meanwhile, though, Empire will be uncontested in their mid-racks attempt. Can't even get top racks now, because there's still a tier 2 standing, so they'll have the ability to TP back home. And that's being cancelled here. They're on a hunt. Roger will find the Alchemist, so they're going to force a fight here. The arrows fly, will not catch anybody. So good. Comes back into a couple of spells here. He's muted. This is a static storm from Axis and Neko. That'll be enough to bring Chappie down. Enzo still in the middle of that. Has to fight against two heroes. Buyback into the TP and Defend leaps away to stay alive. The roar, I didn't know where that came out. Losing another hero, I don't know.
Pressure.
Anyway, General is gonna be run down. Triple kill for FN, who's still alive. And go for the axe play to bring him right back. Just a quick heal inside the fountain. And then regroup for the top lane.
Super effective, that XT back saving you tons of time, but looks like they decided not to push after all. They were fine with just that buyback. Playing it slow, not taking any risks against Navi. They got the rack.
Yeah, they saw that, one, yeah, as you said, they played safe, and two, they saw General activate his refresher orb, so in case something did go awry, he would have a...
Yeah, I was just about to say that, like, they took the racks. Navi really didn't get much out of that. I mean, they forced the buyback from Alchemist, but odds are you're not going to take him down in the next couple of minutes. And even if you do, it's pretty difficult to fight the team, and by then he's going to have, like,
bottom shrine
immortal,
is
I
under
imagine.
attack.
Catching him out once there is pretty difficult in its own right. Just a good pick
Dire's
off
top
by
tower is under attack.
Roger to get that hook shot off.
Radiant's
But I'm
bottom
not
shrine
sure.
is under attack.
Enough. See too many things now. Push through any lane and take top out of it to the top possible.
Dire's
Yeah.
top tower.
Yeah, they're actually going to TP back here. Surprised.
Nice, they'll be pressured middle lane as well. The rest of them backing up. The arrows will fly.
Dandy is trying to find someone.
General's actually also sticking around. Oh, finds the Hex here with the Hawk Vision, Ancient Apparition. Full event score. Shouldn't end up falling death. No, that'll be that. Whatever they can get at this point. FN, oh wow, he actually stuck around. I don't think Navi expected that. He just snipes off the Beastmaster, still had the Ancient Apparition effect on him. Frostbite as it's called. Confusingly enough.
Dead without buyback.
Yeah. This is an opening for them to get Roche and go high ground again.
Maybe.
Maybe, I mean, now would... If they had a chance, maybe now would be... just because the A is down, they back away to have large amounts of fight in that rush pit. That being said, they still have the boat available, and Venom is... The Venomancer is Poison Nova, so... Navi has to respect that.
Shahoon being filmed by Chappie.
Immortality?
Got the other
Work
attack.
for both of us?
Attack after
Get better.
like that, but Navi are probably going to be careful right now. 27k gold advantage that Empire has, all these Raxes that Empire has, and Aegis and Cheese now. I'm not sure they're going to be able to defend this one.
The prize is mine.
Yeah, I don't see how Crystallized stays in. They have 1 me, 3 Mjolnirs
Dire's
side
bottom
of
shrine
Team
is
Empire,
under
so
attack.
being able to proc lightnings and kill those illusions is pretty simple business for Empire.
Swooping up top now. Dandy looking to try and clear out some of these supports in the backlines. Vanscore has a bit of trouble. Arrow will only connect with the retreat. Meanwhile, a bit further ahead, Roger will try and control up a Fen. Ghostic isolated on the other side of the Cox. Even managed to start to crystallize, throwing out a couple of nukes. Lunajet not protecting him, so that's that Ghostic. But Navi lost another hero, Roger. Fell in exchange, and Venomancer bites back. Ghostic and Empire. They want to end this right here, right now. Dandy doing his best to interrupt them, to be a nuisance, but Empire and close enough of formation that you cannot actually kill off anybody.
And they don't really have the option of trying to split push them anymore because they only have 1 Rax left, and the trades they try and make just aren't worth it if you get mega creeps off of it.
Chappie again leading the charge. If they can somehow kill him, he does not have buyback to come back. Land this Ghost Stick, but it's a tall order, especially without your Clockwork. Dandy on the frontier gets axed back. Perhaps with the stun, pops a BKB to prevent that stun. 4-star. Actually, whoa, Chappie. Gotta be careful, he is muted. He's walking inside the Static Storm, but well, he's still healing. He's still very much alive. Dandy, not so much. Buying back to fix that. They pop the glyph, they pop everything they have. Just to repel Empire one more time. New creep is coming in. Chappie will have to heal up. Maybe they can do some more TP plays with the axe. Bring him back to base for a moment or two. Of course he does have a solution as well. I mean, Pushka's just doing it for himself.
Yeah.
is
IDC,
full mana.
Kanka.
Chappie back in front line to tier 3. Will fall eventually here, but before that he gets hexed, he gets hooked. Trying to interrupt here, just trying to buy time for what? Anything, something. As you guys said, they need a miracle at this point.
Oh, that was Roar. Used on the Lincoln Sphere, so that's one more tool they don't have. I mean, he has the pressure, but there's less and less to stop Empire from closing this game out with every second. Damn, I think this is over for Navi.
Every second,
Yeah,
every point of damage to the
grim.
Rax. And that is, General comes in. Just now have another Orc slide with the BKB. They get the instant apparition, bites back. Can throw out another ice blast across the map right now if he wants, suddenly. The Slice still fighting here, and Chappie gets forced up back. Has some time to heal up. They do bring down Danny though. Chappie
Double
still
buyback
very much
for Empire.
alive. He just does not go down. They're done with this game. They are so done with this game. They got Dandy now. All they need is Crystallize. Still alive and kicking in the back of the fight, but he cannot really go in. He cannot find the damage. And triggers the Aegis finally, but at what cost? To make it high, Spice back. It's Pentalance's turn. Well, it's just... GG is called.
Everybody buying back. Yeah, GG.
Everything they have is just not good enough against Team Empire. Navi, they're back to the fountain as the Ancient explodes.
Close out a game against Navi in this tournament. I think they're the first ones to do it.
Yeah, so far Navi have been pretty dominant and 2-0ing all of their opponents. So really good showing.
Just playing super well against everything Navi was doing. Again, from the start, it looks like they responded to all of Roger's rotations really well. I guess they've been looking over a lot